So anyway, so moving on. So you're all ASP.NET, you're MVC, you've got Entity Framework for all your data access, so that gives you some really neat advantages we're going to talk about. And really what I thought we'd do here is we kind of break this into two parts. And number one is we'd go and look at account management. And in fact, this is one of the courses I did recently, Secure Account Management Fundamentals. And we're going to look at the different ways that the app handles accounts, and we'll see the sort of different ways we can look at that. And we're also then going to go on and do more sort of fundamental web security principles, which ties into a lot of the sort of hack yourself first kind of courses and finding vulnerabilities in your own thing. So what we're going to do today is it's all going to be just what we do in the browser, right? So we're not going to get down into code, we're not going to go into databases. We're going to do what anybody could do with any app that they liked, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yes.
right now. So shall we jump into it? Should we start with account management?
Yep, sounds good.
Give me a second.
Feeling jittery, I don't know what he's going to find.
Well, that's what makes it kind of interesting. So let's start with the fundamentals. And before we even log in, clearly you do have an account management paradigm, right? Like you can register, log in,
Absolutely,
log out.
yeah.
And it's in ASP.NET, and you guys have done everything on ASP.NET Identity 2.0.
2.0.
So out of the box, you're going to get password storage, which is going to be hashed with PBKDF2, 1,000 iterations of a key derivation function.
I'll take your word for it.
So what that's going to give us is it's going to give us strength in the password cipher. And what I mean by that is, go back a few years, in ASP.NET we used to have things like just a salted SHA-1 hash. And a lot of people go, oh look, it's awesome, it's hashed. And it's really super awesome because it's got a salt. And the problem is it's getting so fast to compute hashes now, so something like something like SHA-1, you can do tens of billions of computations a second in consumer level GPUs.
It's just mind-boggling.
Now, because you can do it so fast, you can take a dictionary of passwords, like common passwords, and just go, I'm going to feed it in, and I'm going to see if I hash that with the salt from the database, does it match? And of course, all of this assumes that someone has exfiltrated the hashes out of the system.
Yeah.
So it could be anything from you had a SQL injection vulnerability, to your backups were dodgy, to you got a rogue sysadmin and they've just pulled out all the data.
Oh, right, yeah, right.
And then of course your customers have reused their passwords everywhere, so they break that and they get
No one would do that.
Apparently some people do. And this is the kind of alarming thing. Not only do they reuse them, but they have bad passwords, which makes cracking really easy because you just go through a list of sort of typical known values. So you're good with the password storage side of things.
Okay, well, excellent.
Yeah, the other really good thing about that is because you're using the native constructs, things like authentication persistence, and we'll look at how that's done just a little bit later as well. So all of that's done pretty well out of the box, and there's some configurability, and even in your app there's some configurability we can improve a little bit, but for the most part that bit is going to be pretty solid.
I like what I'm hearing, yeah, excellent.